My friends call me Rhea, and today I am going to be reading a collection of poems from my cringe but impressive self-published debut poetry book, Afterbirth. Look, it's me! I am really proud of this poetry book because I wrote it during a time when I was really struggling to keep my life. And I hung on to every poem like it was my life source. Looking back on these poems, I'm like, yeah, these are not good. Some of these are really just not good. Most of them are really just not good. Even the ones I like are really just not that good. And that's okay. I still love her. She's my debut. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into some of these poems. I lit the candle and licked my lips and then began to pry. I wondered if I even could and knew I had to try. I called upon the winds to guide me and to catch me if I fall, pushed my hair behind my ear and listened for a call. I whispered to the birds, the herbs, the flame, and opened up the page, knowing that with time I will learn my true name. All to me I call to me, I light my path, I fight my wrath, I heal my pain, I seal my fate. The hermit. I drew the hermit and knew the lore that called upon my journey. I started then to follow the wind. I strayed and hoped this way would stop me from turning. Back and forth my conscious thought, true guardians won't hinder learning. I asked into the starless night if angels ever did exist. If they flew first to God to give me an answer, surely he struck them with his fist. Now those fallen angels surround me. I fight them as I fight demons. Good and evil call upon me, though really I am neither. I am nothing that you think I am. Winter's chant. Far away and far to go exists a day without snow. Eyes turn to rain and a wicked wind blow. Earth bloom and green grow. May I hath patience for springtime. Heart guide thy path to and fro. Fire child. Universe, have empathy for the human curse inside thee. Enchanter's nightshade, lend me your aid. Wild hardies, take the pain away. In need of great help, so with all the power, gather the people and storm the tower. The tides are rising, sand is fast falling, time is expiring, the heavens are calling. In war we gain gold, but in battle we die. Mother is abundant, God watching, cries fie. The kingdom is within us, a duality, dark and light. When peace is needed, command no body to fight for country, deity, power, or fright. Forgive my sudden and elaborate plans. Sometimes I possess something radical, things that come about with change. Dreaming is what makes life magical. When did we grow so far apart from things? Stop caring that the world is ending by our hand and become so overwhelmed with ourselves. Last October. Rain drizzle kindly over the day like a sad sugar glaze when there is something bittersweet between us. And yet a flower gives me hope. It does not ponder beauty or suffering. It is only moved by the cycles of earth, sun, and air, or by the hand who picks it from the ground. No mind for a war to go on in, only a life that leaves the world a better place. It is often tenderness that gives me the purest form of high. It is often gentleness that saves me from the part of me that really wants to die. It is often a reminder to breathe when things call for a sigh. It is always when I choose myself that I no longer have to lie. When I speak the words, I'm fine. I'm fine. But I love the girl who loudly professes her artistic endeavors without intentions to follow through, and the boy who sings in an ugly voice gladly with a crack in throat sings round too. I love people who say things with fearsome intent and do things uncarefully so. Melancholyville. So she potted the wild violets in terracotta, and there they would bloom, while I picked all the purple himbit and played with the children before noon, then brewed tea for chronic pain right before she cut the grass down, left copper cauldrons to rust in rain. It was the simple things that kept me bound. What if I am the hope of the world in a graceless spill, my speech and expression a flutter, my nothing without love, essence perplexed by those who suffer? I became far too attached to my flesh. I was never supposed to stay here. I just came for a short visit. If I am hopelessly lost, then so must be the rest of the world. Feckless perhaps, that I wait for the time of the silver bough, the feast of apples to feel my truest, that I celebrate with harvest and the season of fire and darkness when my soul feels newest. The drops of rain on the glass diamond pane refract the colorful light at sunset to pronounce the moment's fewest. Dauntless, perhaps, enchantment of my inner child plays upon the air like a ghost in the balance, and I worry not of the day I will take to the bow, knife, and forage. If winter's hunger brings thee challenge, creep in snow quieter than elk deep in the forest. Voice was trapped beneath heart-shaped locket when fingertips fluttered over lace-covered breast. That golden clover charm with the fake diamond center was never meant to keep her safe. The freckled home they called body, engaged in sudden escapes, wrapped in a men's black wool coat, the one they took on every midnight walk. Through the dim-lit misty streets, damp with the taste of sadness and not belonging, the moon like white fire beaming through trees, only seen when dogs barked as they crept, knowing night could kill or set free, pretending to smoke a cigarette, just a blue kid in the cold. Warm breath billowed pretty as clouds of tobacco death, and they hated the idea of not dying young. If things would always be like this, they hated the idea of growing old. To die from the despair of youth and the tragedy of humankind, never know an old aching body or that souls grow beautiful cobwebs when we grow from past times. Some of us got too caught up in seeking thrills which bring laughter, being young and nostalgic whilst hurtling toward adulthood for a childhood we could never recapture. I caught myself beginning to call out for my lover, who left me by the river, hanging on to silver palisades, a storm-gray lining to a tumultuous end. I caught myself calling out for my mother, who left me in a little quilted blanket and let me cry endlessly in squalor behind the bars of a white wooden crib. I caught myself becoming another, not who I once used to be, sickened by reaching for love from those I was convinced should have loved me. Sea Witch told the seagulls the power of the oak, and earth beyond her dominion that shifted as mountains spoke. When the star child fell to earth, Sea whispered words with malice. The gulls took flight and sought the blackbirds from the towers, who caged her in the clouds, higher than the tree. Out of range of arrow, on land, archer could not set her free, so the star child was saved by a sparrow. Get to know your shadow, neglect not the dark. Light, like all things, exists not without opposite. Yet succumb not to the thought that light and dark are opponent. War within your own duality leads only to death's appointment. Death may not kill you. See, I have died many times, but if upon rebirth I do not change, to life I pay pretty fines. The earth will spin, my time will end, the planets will spiral, there will be no survival. Earth spins, time ends, planets spiral, no survival. I wonder if I am human anymore, or if I am just a ghost fulfilling the place of one. Brand new eyes brandish the star, reincarnate of thine. Might one see fault of beast, men I call mine, if turned to ruler fools, who bring world to end trine. But thee is gentle like the glow of the cosmos, from a dark earthly sky, benevolent like the unjudging rivers that flowed through terre verte veins bringing life. O light of the night, save the world you try, save the world you might. Mortal bone betrays thy soul and all it has achieved. The breath of life still in chains, baited though never freed. The beat of sacred heart is folly unless they bleed. Romnea in bloom. Silvery limbs, deeply cut, thought nothing would ever grow here. After fires scorched the earth, I no longer wanted to know here. Touch burned more than flame, ignore the memory in the air here. Lingering hues of poppy haunt me, how do I learn to love here, when nothing grounds me more than cooling red scars in the water? Drop of honey on the table that I accidentally lay my book upon. Wobbly chair I sit in every morning, I think might come alive and throw me off. Strawberry tops and orange peels placed outside the trash to rot. A refrigerator magnet or two posts a sweet new lie of love every morn. 100 sacks of waste and plastic, stuffed hidden in cracks, keep us warm. Twice a month I'm sick, tired from feeling put upon. Random wafts of burning firewood, recurrent from the winter storm. Every single ghost and dream to ignore, so we would have a drink. Sprouts and mushrooms growing from the mildewy grout near the kitchen sink. Wherever the slugs sneak in and back out at night, that's how I will escape, I think. Penetration of dread from my worst memories. I can feel shapes within me wishing never washed away. Too many touches bonded to my bones like secret little strings that chain me to my villains. If I come back to my body now, will it be over with then? And if I carry on, the pain will go on. I will live it again and again. To a child starving for love, your voice was medicine, and the words you spoke hypnotic tonic I took. That's when I started to drown. Too young to swallow a pill, so all the grief was scraping on its way down. My body knew before me, as I was wishing it dead, as well it knew a dark sky beyond my hometown. Night never leaves my head. There the world sat before me in awkward peril, rushing for the adoration of men, and I still kissed with meekness, guided blindly by praying hands, far away from adolescence. They conquer mortality by secret rehearsal of time-traveling dance. The sacrament made with a kiss upon death's face, and steal from his crossed fingers life's gift, only to become haunted when by and by seasons wilt. When I can't sleep, when I can't speak, you're the one my mind pictures. I lie awake and pray to dream, but your voice is within me like a moaning record. How dare I breathe, how dare I eat, when there aren't worlds within me? I'm not perfect yet, but there I get as I get older. I have such a guilt about leaving myself, all for mindless pleasure. He took control and made me feel like, for once, I was protected. How do I feel, how do I love, after a 3-year trip of sedation? I didn't know I was real or that I existed. Sought men out like death, so that when they killed me, I would not resist it. Courage scurry in the morn, hence memory starts again. Before you were born, toil you were torn, web and spindle spin. Your heart holds a name, face up to its light, oh burn by your flame, deep into the fire. The knife never cut away my soul, the blade and belt slowly scarred my flesh. The sharpest weapon I had as a child, my word, my bravery, my breath. Honeymoon in midsummer, then taste of late July. August grew teeth before autumn's tongue sly. Rustling of the trees, lover into lummocks, come November leafy sheets, swallowed by winter's icy stomachs. You threw me in a bottle and shook me all around, not caring if I split a bone or even lost my crown. My name said through your teeth every time you lost your temper. You said how much you hated me with a look that said, I'll end her. The Fall of Man. We watched the storm together. As the lightning struck, you reached up and caught the bolt, stopping God from slaying us. I noticed not what comes then, frenzied, aghast, and still swooning, heart plunged with light like a dagger. Unforgettably, I leave my body, smile still looming. Consecrated nightmare, appearing in thine dreams, rather gentle in its terror, the merry way she picks at thy seams. Colder than death, there at the door, warmer than a girl wanting more. Been at the back of mind way too long, hitting the sack before I'm gone. That's when it happens, when least expected, the fear really hits, tripled and vicious, awakened by death's lick. You cannot help but love as if all souls were one. Oh, hopefully this is the love of the future, the pain you feel for the way our souls remain apart, your power ceaseless as the ocean, your love is a revolution. Pin. That is a wrap on all the poems I will be reading today. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what your favorite poem was or what your least favorite poem was. I still read quite a few of the cringe ones, but I was like, whatever, it goes with the vibe, and I love to curate a vibe. That being said, if you would like to follow me on Letterboxd or Spotify, I will put my links in the description. And until next time, bye, honey.